What is going on, beautiful people? I'm gonna do a quick mic check just to make sure everything's going on, and we'll get going. Alrighty, guys. Well, my name is Josiah the Jeremiah. It's been about probably, 5 years since I've made a video, but today we are going to be going over my 5-year, it's not a hardcore world, but might as well be, Minecraft survival world. So this world has been in the creation, I'll kind of just go over it for a second here, has been in the creation for about probably, I'd say, 5 years, give or take. I definitely took some breaks here and there, but it's been pretty consistent. I did create this world on Bedrock, and then transferred it to Java, so a lot of the things that were from Bedrock don't work in it, unfortunately, but we'll kind of go over it, how I did it, and how you can do the same, because I actually get a lot of questions, and I was pushing into making this video by some of my friends, just because of, it's from my knowledge, not a normal Minecraft world. I mean, normally people's survival worlds do not go through this complex detail and illustration, so I'm not going to be running the whole time, but I just think it looks cooler when you're running, so I'll kind of go over everything. I'll do a tour to start, and then kind of what I did, and then we'll go through some of the other things as well, but might as well get this puppy started. Before I do that, I'm just going to do another just quick check just to make sure everything's rolling smooth. Just give me 1 second. Alrighty, we are good to go. Let me see if this music here is going to be joining us or not. Wow, I'm stupid. Okay. We'll see what happens there. So to start off, obviously I have shaders installed. I'm using Optifine, and then I don't remember the exact names, but they're pretty good. I did upgrade from a PS4 to a PC. It's a pretty wicked PC, but I won't go into too much detail because that's not the focus of the video. So anyway, to start the tour off, I guess I should show you the main base here. This was the first kind of part of the mega base I created, and everything I make, I'm just making a creative world first to test it out, and then have it opened up on either my laptop or my PS4 so I can just kind of copy it down. But what I really thought was cool with this was this little island here. I wanted to make like an island that was from the nether, and then build a hub in it. And then in the nether, kind of do the reverse. So quickly I'll show you the nether hub real quick. But it looks, I wanted to take this exact, start off with a ring here, made the island, and then just decided that I wanted to do that. So we'll go and take a look real quick. This is probably my favorite part, to be honest here. This is I can see hopefully these guys don't map. Yeah, so this is kind of it right here. You guys hopefully they don't. Oh my god. I have not figured out yet, but anyway, so this is the nether hub. I used to make stuff back by glowstone. And then a lot of concrete. So because I made this in Bedrock, this is actually in the nether. This is not on top of the nether hub, which is pretty interesting. This we will get into in a little bit. This is actually kind of going into how I created this mega base. So anyway, in this world, it is the overworld. Or I'm sorry, this island is the overworld. So they're exactly flipped, which I thought was a really cool idea. I was really, really happy with it. The time, then they're just gonna watch a stream. But anyway, I'll kind of start flying around now. But anyway, so this is my super smelter. Now everyone has these crazy super smelting systems. I didn't need more than 4 lines. There's 8 in each, so you know, 8, 16, 32, 48. So, wait a minute. I don't math, whatever. Anyway, so then you have the smokers over there. The blast furnaces over there. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit, just in case it's a little too loud. So yeah, I didn't need anything too crazy. I never ended up, I mean, I don't really use them that much anyway, so everyone has a lot better systems. Up here, there's nothing. I mean, I just kind of made it just for that. Next we'll move over to the XP farm. So this is the Bedrock XP farm. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in Java, but everything kind of transferred. I had to end up breaking it because it was destroying my game. Let's go in a second. This is my sugarcane farm. This one I also had to break. That was way too laggy, but it was ridiculous. Oh, here's a failed attempt at Finage Extreme. This is my half-automated farms. So there's a button that pushes water down. That's super simple, but they're pretty cool in my opinion. I actually quite like them a lot. Turn this down just a little bit again. Yeah, they work perfect for me. I don't really use much else. These are the, again, half-auto cocoa bean farm. Nothing too crazy. Again, none of these are really automated. This is just a tree farm, simple, easy. Collect. So this is in the works. It's a custom monument. I actually had to find a monument and use sponges to clear it out completely. It's a whole process, but if anyone has done it before, they know it's a pain in the ass and it takes forever. This is my mine shaft right here. So this goes down to a little area, which then strip mine from. Of course, strip mining isn't really a thing anymore with caves and stuff, but there is the bamboo farm. This was my doghouse. Unfortunately, when I transferred the world, all my dogs despawned, so I had to add them back in. So obviously, if you want to say I cheated, you can, but I had to go in creative to fix a lot of the things that broke from Bedrock. Obviously, I didn't finish the floor yet either. So the next thing I will show you here, this is my smelting chamber, which I have not used a single time. I don't apparently end up using it very much. So, but anyway, I'll show you. It's kind of cool. Inside is a miniature, or I guess not miniature, but a ginormous. I don't even know what they're called, so I'm not going to attempt that. And then this is just kind of the brewing stand station. I really like the water fountain elevators. I think they work pretty well. This is the chicken farm. Pretty simple, nothing interesting really here. This is the kelp farm. I don't remember if I had to break this or not because it was being super laggy, but this is a whole thing that was gonna be something, and then I never really ended up finishing it. This is kind of what I used to clear out a lot of the stone and gravel. I don't have a villager trading post just because I never really needed it after the tools. I guess I should go over my tools real quick, but all my armor has the diamond trim around it, so it's netherite with the diamond trim. I won't go into detail about all the enchantments. If you want to take a look at it, you can. These are the tools. I mean, everyone kind of knows what the tools, the go-to tools are and everything. So I'm not going to go into it too in depth. I think those are all the huts. Come over here. So now we'll go over to the sources here, which is just these floating islands here. Totally pain in the butt to make. Not recommend unless I don't like automated store systems. I think they're just way too much. I just prefer simplicity. So, you know, here we have all the kind of mining, I guess, materials, you know, all the different kind of stuff. Wood, you know, green, or I guess not greenery, but like food kind of thing, iron, you know, value valuables, stuff like that. Another side over here, but this just has extra because I ended up going through a ton of sand, or mining a ton of sand to clear this desert out, because of course this used to be a full desert, and obviously it's not anymore. So now I will show you kind of how I made this. So a lot of people are wondering, like, how the heck do you start from a base and make this? So what you do is, what I found the best way to create mega bases, I guess I would call it like this, is exactly what I'll show you. You start off. You need this for this to get and then this just kind of finish where you can do the other side, but then here's kind of cool. I have a secret passage to kind of get you to the actual nether. So you start off with just a basic, just to get you the necessities. Then, once you do that, then you kind of start branching out. And you find a place where you want to put a mega base. Which is exactly what I did. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to take a sleep real quick. This was not meant to look good. It was not meant to do anything other than to get me full netherite and gunpowder and a way to kind of have everything I need to create a mega base. So, you know, you have sugarcane, a ton of sugarcane. There's even more down there. Bamboo, cobblestone generator, XP farm. My creeper farm is over there, which I still use actually to get gunpowder. And people are like, oh, it's really inefficient. I'm like, I just leave my computer on for 12 hours while I'm at work or something and come back and you got a lot. Of course, my power bill is $5,000, but that's okay. Yeah, so down here, I'm going to show you the trees, more sugarcane, cactus farm, and yeah. So obviously this was made in bedrock, so obviously they don't work now, but as you can see, it doesn't look good at all. It was purely meant just for getting full. And this was actually before the Caves and Cliffs update, I believe. But yeah, as you can see, all my animals are gone as well from the transfer. But yeah, so basically what you do is you start off here. I started off here. You know, I just didn't care what anything looked like. It was just for practicality. Got all the tools, like these. And then I searcred out, and I ended up finding, for this purpose, I'll show you where this goes, but where I wanted I saw these dudes. Yeah, so I searched out found where I wanted to make this base. Then I just linked up the nethers. The nether hub didn't work for a long time. And of course it was a whole thing, but this came after quite a bit. Linking up nether hub was crazy. I didn't have the time to and then went from there. And so next I'll show you exactly how I designed this base, because my whole thing is I hate creating things in survival, because if you mess up, it's such a pain in the butt to restart. You don't have a full vision or scope or anything, especially if it's something ergonomic and requires like perfectness. I don't perfection on each side, I guess is what you would call it. I find that's a word, but symmetrical, I don't know. Yeah, that's a huge problem. So creating everything in creative first in a separate world, and then having either pictures, which is what I did, and it was terrible, but now I have a dual setup so I can set up my laptop or something else while I'm doing it, and then it makes it a lot easier. It's definitely not as fun though. It kind of makes it really boring because you're not really creating anything in the moment, but it ends up saving you a lot of time. But on big projects like this, like massive scale projects like this, it makes it a lot easier. If you're wondering about the concrete, which a lot of people are wondering about, I literally just have a line of dirt that's exactly 64 blocks long, and you just... What the heck was that? But anyway, just do that, and it works out pretty good. So now I'll show you exactly how I made this. Now, the unfortunacy of this is that this world is not the exact one from my PS4, which is what all the builds are on. So we'll see if it's still... Yeah, so this is half of it. Yeah, I built this all in creative, just like this, and then just copied it over. You can see some plans of older farms I was going to make. This is actually pretty cool. I don't know why I never made that. Trapdoors I ended up finding out where... Oh, that's pretty cool too. Anyway, we're not here for this. But yeah, as you can see, all the other stuff. I guess I could show you this creative world as well since we're here. But the trick is when doing it in creative is to not do too much. You know, I knew that these were obviously going to be filled with class, so I didn't fill them all in. As you can see here, some of it you kind of have to, but you just try and make it as simplistic as possible. What is this, actually? Oh my gosh, that is my old room to my house. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, I also love building in creative, so I might as well show you this world here. So this is my builds world. You know, when I relax or chill out, I come in here and build some houses. I won't go into too much detail on each of them, but pretty cool. These are all fresh with my own creations. You'll notice that a lot of them are very similar to one another, though. I found it difficult to kind of create new designs that also worked well. So a lot of them are pretty similar, but I tried to do some different ones, here and there, and make them different and things, and I think it turned out really well. Those are my friends that know my old house I used to live in as a kid. This is an exact recreation of it, or at least the front, and it's pretty much spot on. It took me a ridiculous amount of time to make. That is interesting. It either didn't transfer or I just messed that up over there, but I don't remember it looking like that. But anyway, so yeah, definitely some different kinds of houses in here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this world also originates to probably about the same age as that survival world, so pretty dang old. Yeah, I definitely love building creative and survival, but survival definitely takes the cake. But yeah, the key to these mega base worlds is just kind of making sure you build everything in creative first, so you have the design down, and if you want to change the design you can. And see, originally I was going to have this be something different than what it was, and then I ended up making it the super smelter. So yeah, it just kind of on large scale projects like this, it definitely helps. But if you're kind of going for the more Xbox 360 kind of Minecraft world, which is pretty much what everyone has, then it doesn't really matter. As you can see, generating from bedrock, messing things up, but that's kind of the general gist of it. I can't really think of much else, but yeah, just kind of going over again. All I did was start off with nothing and didn't care how it looked. Just got to full netherite and infinite, fireworks, so you have your elytra. Then I designed the base in creative, then figure out everything I needed to get the materials for it. This was for the gunpowder and things. But a lot of it was just resources that I had or were easy to collect. None of this was really hard to do. The quartz, it's just excessive mining trips in the nether. Wood, easy again. Stones, easy. Concrete's super easy. I mean, it's super cheap. I can't think of really much else to it. The concrete was probably the most tedious, because I mean, this is over probably 500 stacks of concrete total, so it's just literally going up and down that line probably a million times. But yeah, I mean, doing these worlds is not necessarily that difficult. I'm not saying this is like totally crazy or anything, but I will say I've never seen anyone personally create anything to this level in Minecraft, especially in survival. I'm definitely the only person that I actually physically know that has done anything like this. Um, and I personally think it's pretty impressive. I mean, it's definitely probably 2 full years of work, and then the rest of it's just been kind of slowly put together with it in there. Um, yeah, just last time as alliteration, all you gotta do is start off with a base kind of island, or not island, but just a base place. Just get everything you need. Then set out, find the place you want to make your mega base, design it in creative, and then just start to work on probably setting up your store. I do believe, if I remember correctly, I started with the storage unit or the storage island first. I'm not sure. I don't remember 100%. Maybe I did this first and then moved on to the island here, but definitely create everything in creative first, 100%. And then terraforming. I mean, this was all desert, so terraforming that. But if you don't wait, and when I say make nothing look good, I didn't care how anything looked. It was all because I knew it wasn't gonna be for anything serious. So I just got all the tools, because there's no point in trying to make anything look good when you gotta take 50 minutes to mine anything. I mean, this makes everything instant. And this was without beacons too, because bedrock beacons suck. So you don't get the haste or anything like that, or anything cool. So this is without the use of or beacons and anything like that. This was 100% made in bedrock, by the way. And then I just recently transferred it over to Java when I switched to full PC. Before that, this was all on PS4 and on my laptop, which is still bedrock, and so it's achievable. The way I did it probably takes a little longer, but it's pretty cool, and I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope that helps you guys kind of, if you're trying to make a world like this, kind of show you how to do it. I don't think it's that hard or anything, and this could be way more detailed. I've made a lot more complex versions, but I found that to be super tedious, and I just didn't enjoy it. It became so much that I just was like, I don't know if I really am enjoying this kind of Minecraft, but and what I mean by more detail is just kind of like texturing, like this wall is, which I didn't do for this, but that would be the next step, but that to me it's just kind of too much. I already was kind of losing interest in having to recreate everything from survival, or from creative, so it was a good balance in between the two, but I've been thinking about starting a new world and just kind of making it the Xbox 360 way, and just not caring, or planning, and just kind of going along with it and building it however I want in the moment. Might be a little more fun, but I just restarting from scratch after this is just, I don't want to do that, but yeah, so hopefully you guys liked the video. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Again, usually it's just the homies watching these, but I figured I'd chime in after 7 years of being absent, and I do want to let you guys know I will be streaming Subnautica 2 with you guys. I've been so excited. I love Subnautica, but you can just only play it so much, and I cannot wait to stream it. It's going to be so much fun, so hopefully we'll see you guys for that one. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. But hopefully this was a good kind of idea of how to do a Minecraft world like this, and showed you the creative world as well, and kind of the plan and the process it takes. It does take a lot of creativeness though too. All of these designs were completely from scratch. What I did is I took a template, which I know how to build really well, which is kind of like a big box, added depth to it, so it wasn't just a giant rectangle, but from the back side it is, and then I tried to think, what would I like to add on top, and I was like, I really like Japanese architecture. I was like, I'll just match that in a Japanese kind of architecture way. And then I was like, okay, well I need a front. And then I was like, okay, I'll make something for the nether portal. And I thought of the island, and then I thought of this little dome here, and then it was just kind of adding details from there. It's kind of like drawing, starting with the base, adding to it, and then adding details, and then just keep adding and adding and adding until you get something you like. And then, you know, obviously, you know, if you're gonna like create walls or something, don't do it the whole thing in creative. I mean, some things you can just kind of fill in survival and it's fine, but some things you really do have to kind of be tedious with, and it really doesn't take that long. If you get good at building creative, things don't really take that long. Now the rest of these, as you can tell, are very simple designs. They all follow this kind of box layout because I didn't really care. I just wanted the more quantity over quality, whereas this is going to be my main quality piece, and then the quantity would just kind of take up after that, just because I also knew I wanted a lot of farms. But yeah, I think that just about covers it. The store system I thought was a pretty cool idea too. I used to have vines in the old world, but they didn't transfer over, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.